And there indeed is the final whistle. Well, the 2 goals came either side of the half. Jota with the opener, latching on to a Dyson-Meader cross just before the break. Early in the second half, it was Rio Hatate, the provider. Kyogo maybe got a touch, but the last touch came off Ash Taylor, went beyond the goalkeeper and into the back of the net. And Celtic, well, they hit the bar twice through Yakimakis, they hit the post through James Forrest and Matty O'Reilly, and there was some good saves from Sam Walker. Comfortable in the end, and it could have been more.
No, I think it was comfortable even in the first half, but we weren't certainly as threatening as what we were in the second half. But as I was talking about earlier, that goal that we got just before half time was something that can unlock things and unleash the abilities of the players when the pressure goes off you, and knock Kilmarnock for a little bit with their confidence, thinking that they're going to get at half time with all square. But as you say, whether it's the last minutes of the first half, last minutes of the second half, we keep going and we don't ever try to stop the standards. And then we've seen whether the managers had a few words in terms of, look, we need to increase the pace and intensity of the game. The second half was fantastic, and it was just unlucky that we've not managed to increase the goal tally with some fantastic attempts at goals. We've been unlucky with the woodwork, as you say, on 4 occasions. So the second half performance, I think the manager absolutely delighted. The first half was a work in progress to get to where the second half was. So delighted to, as you say now, 12 points clear and added to the goal difference as well.
Well, another good afternoon's work for Celtic as they continue that impressive unbeaten domestic run. And Fortress Paradise remains so at the end of the 90 minutes as we hand back to Jerry and Simon in the studio. It's finished here this afternoon. Celtic 2, Kilmarnock 0.
Thanks, guys. Goodness me, that Kilmarnock goal was living a charmed life in the last 10 minutes or so of that game. How that game only ended up 2-0, Simon, I don't know. But, you know, we were asking if they would give a reaction in the second half. The early goal obviously helped, but by the end it was just a case of how many it was going to be.
Yeah, I think we've hit the woodwork 4 times in the end there, maybe more. An onslaught, but as Tom touched on there, the getting the goal just before half-time and then the goal just after half-time just eases it in these kind of games where you're trying to pry and trying to open a congested defence, and then you play with a wee bit of freedom. All of a sudden it's 2-0 and Kilmarnock can count themselves lucky that it stayed at 2-0.
Yeah, absolutely. It was Jota with the goal right at the end of the first half. An own goal in the second half. It was Rio Hatate who won the man of the match, and especially in that second half, he really came onto a game and really started dictating that midfield.
Yeah, he's a player. He's a player. He can manipulate the ball in tight areas. He showed his body strength today as well on several occasions, holding off Kilmarnock players, spinning, his vision. Loves a shot. The keeper's saved one from him today, but I thought it was a first-class performance from him. I thought Johnson did.
I was going to say it was a first Paradise outing for Alistair Johnson as well.
Yeah, and he's slotted right in there brilliantly. You know, he's picking up areas where Celtic fullbacks seem to go. The opposite side of the pitch, up front, well in control of the ball, very competent with the ball. Looks a real athlete as well, Jerry. So I think he's a good addition.
So the boys went into this one knowing that a win would, for the time being, take us 12 points clear at the top of the table, putting the pressure back on the other side. Rangers away at Tannadice tomorrow, so that league table makes for very good reading and a much more positive goal difference as well than the league. It's plus 48 on the goal difference front, 58 points after 21 matches of a 38-game season. Next game, of course, is a League Cup semi-final against the same opposition. Do you picture the same game at Hampden next Saturday, Simon?
Possibly the same kind of setup. I think I wouldn't be surprised if fans changes it again. You know, he likes to freshen things up, keep the opponents on their edge in terms of the starting 11. But yeah, it'll probably be similar again. I think Celtic will look to the second half today, going into that game. It was a big improvement. As I say, the pressure maybe decreases a little bit because you've got your noses in front. You've broke the deadlock before half-time, but they created a lot in that second half, and it was a much improved second half.
So, keeping the pressure on the rest of the table, Celtic now 12 points clear at the top of the Premiership after a 2-0 win here at Celtic Park against Kilmarnock. From Simon, myself and all of Celtic TV, thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.